Now, for our feature presentation.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of How About This Movie? Today is a special episode. We are just coming back from the theaters. We went and saw The Joker, and we thought we would share with you our thoughts. So no shout out, obviously, because we just saw it.
And we can't take out our phones and take pictures while the movie's going.
Yeah, we're not like that cool old lady.
Oh, Jesus, what movie was that?
That was It Too. Tyson, who was in this movie?
It stars Joaquin Phoenix. We've talked about him before.
Pretty recently.
He was in Gladiator and Walk the Line, among other movies. Also has Robert De Niro, who I enjoy in Taxi Driver and Heat. Personally, yeah, with Al Pacino.
Have not seen either of those movies yet. Will, though.
Yeah. And then Zazie Beetz, who I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
She was in Deadpool 2. She played Domino. She was in a movie called Geostorm, which I have not seen.
Geostorm.
And then Frances Conroy is the other actor we see enough of for me to write down. Or type down. Whatever. Yeah. She was in Six Souls and Made in Manhattan.
The only thing I've seen her in is she plays Barney Stinson's mom in How I Met Your Mother. That's the only thing I've ever seen her in.
Wasn't Joaquin Phoenix in was it Science?
Yes.
He played the brother in Science.
He also played the brother in The Sisters Brothers.
He did. He played one of the Sisters Brothers.
He did.
The Sisters Brothers.
It's true.
Directed by Todd Phillips, by the way.
That's right. That's what we forgot. It's been a minute since we recorded because we haven't seen Tyson since Borderlands came out. And that was over a month ago.
This is the first time recording where Daxton and I are married.
Hey. Not anymore. Just kidding. Don't leave me.
What has he directed?
The Hangover trilogy and Old School.
Okay.
So this is like his most recent foray into the more dramatic
quite a
genres.
difference.
Yeah. Which, honestly, probably one of my favorite movies he's done.
It's so cinematic.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, you would think it would some, regarded cinematographer or something, because there's a lot of, very well done shots.
There was some really...
The stairwell?
Yeah. And the scene where he's kicking the dumpster over and over again, and you see just, the road and the train in the background.
The train was a very prominent centerpiece to this movie.
It was.
A lot happened on the train.
It did. The Joker's a origin story for the Joker.
Yep. It's not like a lot of the more recent comic book movies to come out. It's way darker and grittier. I'd probably compare it closer to Logan, if anything. But it's really its own thing in the genre.
Yeah.
It's more of like a psychological thriller than anything.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, because I don't think it's quite like Logan because it's not a hero movie. It's very challenging, and like you said, it's like a psychological thriller. And even though I haven't seen Venom, I'm willing to bet that it's nothing like Venom.
Yeah, no, Venom's closer to like the run-of-the-mill superhero shit.
Which is what it looked like. I mean, I'm still interested in watching it, but
yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like doing anything different, really.
Yeah.
So
now, I don't know a lot about the Joker, so I don't know if this is like a perfect telling of a pre-existing story of the Joker's origin. The way I always understood it was that the Joker's origin was pretty unknown. So I don't know how it works as far as in canon. But I did think that it was awesome. It was an awesome story, whether it was canonically accurate or not.
That was correct, yes.
And I know, yeah. I was trying to remember how to pronounce it, not whether or not it's a real word. I think I stand alone here. That's fine. I wouldn't really say there's any plot holes, but I don't find this Joker believable as a super mastermind villain that would rival Batman. I think he's a dude with a head wound. And, I mean, you haven't seen the movie. Maybe you have. You saw what he did with creating that uprising. But he didn't resonate to me as a mastermind.
This is also like 15 to 20 years before Batman even is a thing.
Yes. But I do think, according to what Todd Phillips has said, they did it this way on purpose. They have him existing in a time pre-Batman on purpose. Like, he's never going to be what you see as, like, the Batman's arch rival.
Yeah.
So almost like the Joker that you see as the Batman's rival is a knockoff or a...
Like a copycat villain?
Yeah. But you are right. This is his first foray into being terrifying.
Yeah. It's too early in his story to really see his potential when he like tries to sit down and put any sort of effort into anything, because all of his mishappenings before that were either by chance or something that just like happened upon him. It's not something that he sat and thought out or had money to pay people to carry out other deeds.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a little...
I'm sorry.
It's just early in the Joker's story to really know what he's capable of yet.
And I agree, but the Joker's never been... to me, I've never perceived the Joker to be a frail old man, which Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is. I've never perceived the Joker to be basically illiterate, which Joaquin Phoenix's Joker isn't. But he is a man with a head wound, so basic cognition is not his strong suit. And he doesn't have any of like the advanced intelligence to be as cunning or as technologically savvy as the Joker's always been shown. So I'm not saying that he couldn't be. I just would not believe
It's just
that Joker.
alternate cognitive function.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him a frail old man. He does murder a few people without a gun.
And he's shown physical abilities. Plus,
That is true. He does show, but he also weighs 85 pounds soaking wet.
it was canon that the Joker does seem disarming.
Kind of is just there. Not necessarily like a...
Like, oh, I feel bad for you. Now I'm brainwashed.
Yeah, exactly. But I just mean like... He weighs like 80 pounds.
I do think this could be a very dangerous, I wouldn't say mastermind, but a criminal that could do things maybe not like on par with the animated show, but on par with some other villains that we see, like Seven could do some 7 levels shit that was pretty serious.
And I even think that this Joker, in a very different way, could do basically everything that Heath Ledger's Joker did. I know when we were leaving the movie, I don't know if you were out there yet, I used Heath Ledger's Joker as the example, but that's just because I was trying to think of another Joker quickly. But like, Heath Ledger doesn't do anything overly technical. He rigs some explosives and things like that, but anyone with the internet can figure out how to make an explosive. So he mostly just uses crazy people to do crazy things. Like, there's nothing that Heath Ledger's Joker did that Arthur Fleck couldn't do. It just... Heath Ledger's Joker felt more believable. Like, he felt more...
Mob bossy.
Yeah. Like, even though he says he's just a dog chasing cars. That's not how he really feels. He feels like he can come up with a plan and execute a plan.
Do you see a little bit of a glint of kind of insane genius from how he handles the talk show? And also his interaction with the psychologist in the psych ward.
Yeah.
You see it's really starting, like, he's embracing his madness, and that's what's given him, like, more creative ideas or something like that.
Yeah, like, as it ramps up, you do see something. And I think it's just that it doesn't strike me as the traditional Joker, but I have a more limited scope on what that is. Because he's terrifying, and he makes an awesome villain. And I just admitted, he does have the ability to do some things. And maybe that's what it is that I'm more focusing on how he is in the beginning as opposed to how because he ramps up to a fucking nightmare machine.
Him on meds versus him off of his meds.
Yeah.
Also, if we want to compare to, like, the most accurate Joker, I would say Jack Nicholson's Joker is the closest to the original Joker.
That is what I've heard.
Yeah. This is very cartoony.
Yeah.
Very lighthearted in comparison.
I do like these newer takes on the Joker, just because this potential for the Joker as a villain. Well, I mean, you do see it in the comic books, but this potential for the Joker has always been there, and I just think that he's like a perfect villain to be portrayed this way. He's terrifying, and there's no real method to the madness.
Yeah. Plus, you get people doing arguably their best acting job. Heath Ledger, best role he's ever done.
Easily. Joaquin
Phoenix, I'd argue that this is his best role.
I will say that it's better than him in Signs or him in The Sisters Brothers. Those are the only two things I can think of that I actually have seen Joaquin Phoenix do. I won't watch Walk the Line or whatever. It doesn't seem like a good movie.
Yeah, it's the Johnny Cash movie.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good movie.
Gladiator's a good movie, but that's more Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Muscle Crowe. It's Roe Muscle Crowe. Yeah, it's more of a him thing. But yeah, he was awesome in this movie. So the comedian that you actually see at the comedy club, that's a comedian named Gary Goldman. Carly's making faces at me because I'm very excited about the fact that Gary Goldman was in this movie. Also, side note, watch this movie, but if you have HBO, watch Gary Goldman's new stand-up special, The Great Depression. It's incredible. Anyway.
I like how after he went to go see Gary Goldman, or whoever he plays in the movie, in his notes, when he's writing down, it talks about jokes about mental health. And I'm like... Yeah. Very on brand. Very on brand for Gary Goldman. Anyway, Gary Goldman tells a story about... I don't even remember why I'm telling this story. Whatever, I'm going to do it anyway. Gary Goldman's talking about filming that scene. And it's just like how it's just like in a real comedy club. So the lights are all on him. And then when you're on stage, you can't see out past the first row because dark. Mm-hmm. And he's doing his bits and it's cutting. And he's just thinking there is some motherfucker in this audience just way overselling the laughter. And then, after a couple takes, and after he sees something, he realizes that it's Joaquin Phoenix. He's like, yeah, I guess in the movie The Joker, he'd probably have a pretty distinctive laugh. Yeah. That was kind of funny to me. Made me laugh. It just, didn't click with him that the dude that's going, ha, 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 in the movie is not an overacting extra. It's the fucking lead who plays the Joker. But yeah, watch his new stand-up special. It's really good. Tyson, what is the budget to this movie?
The budget was $55 million.
Tiny for a superhero movie.
Indeed.
Not super big for any movie in 2019.
Its opening weekend, though, was pretty good.
Yeah.
Got $96 million in its first weekend.
Yeah. I think it's... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Total worldwide gross, as of today, this recording, this is 8 days after it came out, It is earned $307 million.
It's so much.
Yeah.
And I think we saw something that said it's the largest opening weekend in October ever.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Just the hype for this movie was insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
deserved too. It was a great movie.
It was a fantastic movie.
all of the trailers were just perfect.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give away a lot of the plot. They just put him being insane to like classical music, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
That's all you really needed for this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like none of the trailers can prepare you for that movie.
Yeah, nothing can really prepare you for what's going to happen to you emotionally when you watch this movie.
It's a very challenging movie.
It is, but in a good way.
There are definitely a lot of times where I was like cringing, but mostly at like the social parts, not at like a lot of the gore parts, just because of like how awkward he is and how bad the society he lives in is.
There was a legitimate part in the movie. We had the recliner seats where I look over to say something to Carly, because I'm that asshole who talks in the movies, and she's going Macaulay Culkin style.
I legit like physically cringed at some of the parts, just like and he was doing the stand up, like legitimately cringed.
Carly,
Yes.
what was your favorite scene in this movie?
Probably when he was just stepping into the suit and making his way down them steps.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Just him just embracing everything. You could just like see the Joker just like seeping in a little bit more.
Like the full transformation to like the typical Joker.
Yeah, just like him gearing up for what he's like gonna go do from what he just did. Just the whole thing just like seemed like one of those like up here moments before I'm like, ah. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson, what was your favorite scene?
The talk show scene.
The talk show scene.
It was very intense.
It was probably the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I also like
very good. Yeah.
what Carly's favorite scene was. Like that scene was incredible. But yeah, the talk show scene was
my favorite scene is from the start of the movie to the
end. The only problem I have with that is that I definitely could have watched this movie for longer.
Yeah.
2 hours and 2 minutes. I could have watched more of this movie.
There could have been another half hour, and I would have been satisfied.
I would have been okay.
Yeah.
They would have delved more into him at the hospital, and that still would have been great content.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would have. Yeah.
What was your favorite scene?
So it's not my favorite scene, because I think my favorite scene is probably your favorite scene, or his favorite scene. Those two scenes were incredible. I mean, the movie was incredible. I'm gushing. It's such a good movie. The scene I related to most was when he was tearing his fridge apart, and then he just climbed inside his fridge and closed the door. I've wanted to do that before. Like,
as just like a safe shell from the outside,
well,
or just
like,
because like you run so warm?
One, because it's
Climate
hot.
control.
Yeah, climate control. But also, like, there are times for me when I'm struggling with mental illness where I just don't know how to express it, and just tearing my fridge apart and climbing in it seems like the perfect resolution. Like, I don't know how to person. I don't know how to anything.
I don't know how to person, so let me milk.
Let me milk. Exactly.
Let me be the contents that make up the sandwich I just ate.
Yeah.
I would see the world from their perspective.
I don't know how to
am
process
an
what
egg.
is my life right now, so I'm just going to become orange juice. What do you got in the fridge? Got milk, purple drink, Daxton.
Sonny D, all right. You guys remember those commercials?
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Another like scenes that were good that made me sad was like when he was in the children's hospital up until the gun part, where you could see him being like legitimately happy at what he's doing.
Yeah.
So sad. But he just seemed so like joyful.
The cancer ward at a children's hospital is a rough audience, though.
That's true.
I don't know that I could crack it there.
There's really only one other like clown that I can think of in cinematic history that really pulled it off.
Patch Adams?
Yeah. Patch Adams.
Patch Adams.
Which we should do for this podcast.
I've never seen it, so sure.
Great
Also
movie.
never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, up until that point, you can tell that that's what he enjoyed doing.
Yeah. I mean, he keeps mentioning how his purpose was to make people laugh, bring happiness to a dark, dark world or whatever. Like, you can tell that message, whether it was crazy or not, was really, truly resonated with him. All he wanted to do was make people happy. Even if he was fucking crazy. Also, Joaquin Phoenix used his head like a fucking battering ram on far too many occasions.
I love the scene where he's like in the photo booth and he's like, ha!
In the photo booth?
In the phone booth.
Phone booth. Okay. Sorry, I misheard you.
In the phone booth and he's just like breaking the glass.
Yeah.
That was great.
I don't feel like that was accurate. As someone who's never been in a phone booth.
So you're an expert.
Yes. Yes. I don't feel like that glass would have broken like that.
Unless he has a lot of force into it.
Yeah. Enough to probably break his own neck. So it doesn't take that much force to break your neck.
Probably.
Yeah. I did not believe that very much, to be completely honest with you. So chalk that up as a fucking plot hole. Don't see this movie. It's garbage. Just kidding. The movie's awesome.
It was very
It's
cinematic,
opposite
though.
day.
Huh?
Very
Only that
cinematic,
one.
though.
Yeah. I love, like, when I'm watching a movie, the most important thing to me is, like, the acting.
Yeah.
And, like, the dialogue, I just kind of wrap into the acting. I don't normally pay attention to, like, the pretty cinematography. I appreciate it, but, like, it's just kind of there unless there's something that I really notice that's either really good or really bad. I just loved the way this movie was shot.
It was damn good.
It was incredible. It was very good. I was very pleased.
I would not be sad or surprised to see it get some award nominations.
I think it deserves it. Yeah.
For sure.
Tyson, what would you score this film, and would you recommend it?
This is... I kind of want to, like, put my mind into, like, further down the road after, like, it's the day after we've seen it and all that, you know?
Yeah.
Where we have, like, a little bit more of, like...
More critical.
Yeah, more critical eye. However, right now, I would score this a 9 out of 10. This is a great movie. I love psychological thrillers. And this was probably the best one to come out in recent years. Joker is my favorite villain.
Yeah.
And I think this is a very good portrayal of him. So, just the script, the acting, cinematography, the sound was really good. Put all that in a bucket, and you dump out a 9.
Yep.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
So, and I recommend it. Go see it.
Go see it. Carly.
I would actually be right there with you on all of the points you just said. Normally in movies, I don't like when there's like needless gore and blood for no reason. Every single gory shot in this movie added so much, just like to the progression, and like there was no needless violence other than maybe like the raids in the street, but like everything that the Joker did seemed warranted and added to the movie. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's great. Just go watch it. There's some gore though.
I would also give it a 9 out of 10. It's probably my favorite movie I've watched this year. And I saw Endgame this year. It's better. It's different. It's not... There's no need to compare the two. But if you were like, you can only watch one of those movies, I would probably pick The Joker. it's more my wheelhouse. It's more acting. It's so unnerving, and like how unhinged the character Arthur Fleck is.
Actually, yeah, my fucking heart was pounding during the fucking talk show scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was an intense.
There were
movie.
legitimately like moments where I'm like, holy shit! Like I felt like the Pringlies, like the holy shit! What is run? I mean, I'm kind of glad he did it though, because like he seemed all excited about it, and I was like, oh man, he's just gonna get crushed again. But then he did it, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, good call. I would have too. Fucking make fun of me, piece of shit. What?
Yeah.
Awesome movie though.
Yeah.
Absolutely a 9 out of 10. Absolutely recommend it. Yeah. And if you're anything like us, I mean, we left the theater, and the three of us had to mostly keep it to ourselves, but we went, there was 6 of us, and the whole time as we were leaving, everyone was just, like, talking about the movie. Like, It's a great group movie, and, like, just talking about it on your way back to your cars and stuff. Like, it was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you're, like, a stickler for, like, canon comic books, we can't really speak to that. They do take a little bit more liberties in also adding a lot of the Batman storyline into it, which we also can't speak on. So, if you have a big problem with that, take that into consideration.
They do say based on
Characters
in the DC universe.
Yeah. When he gets the call to be on Murray. He's dondling his fondling.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the way
he's jerking his gherkin.
The way the scene is shot is he's in like a more soft focus betwixt like a doorway and a doorway, so it's shot at like an angle, and then you see like the answering machine in the the foreground, and you can just see like movement, and I'm like, is he? No.
He was getting amorous with himself.
Is he? And then he comes out and he's got his hand in his fucking schwanz area, and he just like pulls it out and answers the phone like, wash your hands, bro.
At least he didn't use the hand that was
right by your face
in
too.
His business.
Like, oh man. Hey, hello.
He used his free hand.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not his wee hand.
Exactly. One other thing that I thought of when you were mentioning how it intertwines with the Batman storyline.
And they take some liberties with that.
Why? I get like going out with your family because you think you're above being hurt and all that. But A, the whole purpose of this riot was to kill the rich, supposedly. Or like the whole purpose of the movement was like, fuck the rich.
And Dad Wayne specifically, because he called
them all clowns.
Yeah.
Which started them all wearing the clown masks.
Yeah.
You knew people were specifically mad at you because of your comments. And you're running for political office, which is in and of itself a venture that can be considered dangerous. Why would you then go anywhere without without security? He's been accosted by the man who, by all accounts, is the charge of this fucking movement. Why would he go anywhere without security? Like,
especially that trash movie that just came out.
Yeah. Like, nothing in that made sense to me.
Well, they didn't know that Arthur Fleck was like the dude who killed the three.
Yeah, they had no idea about that part of it.
Yeah, they had no idea about that.
But I'm just more referring to them being
already,
accosted.
Yeah, you already said that, like, they're rich, they think they're untouchable.
Yeah, which is probably what it boils down to. But, like, Christopher Nolan Batman, they all leave the theater out the side exit because Bruce is scared, and then, like, they get happened upon by a mugger. This is just, like, it just seems reckless. And, like, Thomas Wayne himself does not get portrayed as the little angel child that he normally gets portrayed as. I'm not upset about that, because I would be willing to bet that the character, is a flawed human like all humans. But he's never portrayed as someone that's kind of an asshole until this movie.
No.
Which, I mean, is fine. He's probably kind of an asshole. But some of that stuff was a little bit weirder to me. It is almost 11 o'clock. That's why Carly is yawning. But this will probably all get cut out of the episode, so it's fine.
I'm soft and is an adult that has to go to bed early.
Ha.
Nerd. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. You guys have anything else you'd like to add?
Were there any more fun facts?
It was a lot of long-winded stuff like, Leonardo DiCaprio was considered for the role because Martin Scorsese was involved. But by 2018, the director's number one choice for the role was Joaquin. It was a lot of long-winded stuff like that. So I just decided to leave the fun facts out of this, kind of give us a little bit more time to talk about the movie itself. The fun fact of this movie is that it's a good movie and you need to go see it. I didn't want to have to worry too much about the superfluous stuff.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Next week, I believe this will come out of order because the next episode that we have is Kill the Irishman, which is not edited, and this is more important because it's How About This Movie Emergency.
Topical?
Yeah.
Topical.
So this will probably come out first, which means you'll probably see Kill the Irishman next. As for future episodes, I have gotten a request for Roadhouse. I've gotten a request for a couple other movies. Plus Tyson wants to watch Patch Adams. I'm sure Carly wants to watch something.
Well, it is spooky times.
It is spooky.
It is also spooky time, so we might do some more spooky movies.
We did have our Spooktacular last year.
We did.
It's true.
So if you guys have any recommendations, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. We'll see you soon. Sorry, it's been a little bit spottier upload. We got married, and Tyson's been playing Borderlands, so
It's true.
big things for all of us happening right now. It's been a little bit busy times right now. But thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow the socials, Facebook, IG, and Twitter. All at Jecll Studios, Jecll Studios.
Yep.
So we'll be back soon. Thanks for watching, and I don't even have an as always thing. Just go see the movie.
That's life.
That's life's not bad. And as always,
you get what you deserve.
And as always, that's life.